A new place to party, a new set of friends, a new way of thinking, my new life begins. Jesus has changed me, it shows on my face. I thank God for this church called the Gathering Place.
This morning, our special guest is Beth Pollock. Hello, Beth.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Have you lived in Washington Courthouse your whole life?
Yeah,
Where did you go to school at Trace or Courthouse?
courthouse.
So that's a thing. There's kind of a rivalry there between Trace and Courthouse. Are you proud that you went to Courthouse or just Courthouse?
I'm proud.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your family.
Well, there's my cousin Michael. He lives here in courthouse, and then my aunt Sharon. She lives with my grandpa Rollo, and my sister Brittany, and then there's my grandma Jane.
And do you have your own place or do you live with one of them?
Oh, I have my own place.
You have your own place. What's your profession?
I work at Tim Hortons.
That's a good place to work. That's a good job. How'd you get involved there?
Actually, my sister got me the job a couple years ago.
And you're doing a good job, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because when you know Jesus, you want to do the best you can do.
Yep.
That's right. How long have you say 2 years you've worked there?
Yeah, altogether 2 years.
Tell us about how Jesus came into your life. When did you accept him into your life and kind of how did that all come about?
Well, I was raised in church my whole life. Never really allowed Jesus to guide me. Through high school and college, I was depressed and did things I shouldn't have and got involved with like things like drinking and smoking, things like that. And then I didn't make it through college. And so I came back, got my job for a year. Still didn't give my life to Christ for him to lead me. And then in April last year, I went to the Army and didn't make it there. So I came back and moved in with my cousins for 6 months. And then there, I was depressed and locked myself in my room. My cousins called the cops on me, and I went to the hospital. And they admitted me for 2 nights, and they diagnosed me with bipolar. And that night, I got off the bed, and the alarm went off, and that kind of woke me up spiritually. And that night, I prayed, God, take the demons out of me and baptize me in the Spirit and just change me. And I felt sudden peace and like uplifting of the demons. And from there, I've been building. And in January, I moved back here, started going to the Gathering Place again, which a lot of people has really helped me, and I appreciate every single one of them. And just been building confidence and peace and everything.
That's really good. You know, sometimes we struggle with things, and the power of God is the answer for all of our problems. We can be healed, set free, and delivered. In your walk with Jesus, what today or this week or this month has he shown you? Because he brings us along and he shows us things and we learn little lessons and he makes us better. There's something he's been showing you recently?
Yeah, definitely patience. I want things to happen now and him to show me things like right now, but been trying to learn to wait it out in his time and just hearing God, knowing God's voice and his will for my life. Just taking that path.
Have you decided on a life mission yet? Is there something you think the Lord has set before you that he wants you to do?
Maybe one thing right now and for my whole life is to bring as many people as I can to God, no matter if that's through my art or however that is, however He wants me to.
Beth, by your life, by your deliverance, by your victory, people will see Jesus in you and they'll want what you have.
I hope so.
When you're there at Tim Hortons and you're doing your thing there and the people go through the drive-through window or they come up to the counter, they'll see there's something different in you. And they'll know that Jesus is there. Maybe you're out there and your life is in shambles, and maybe you've even been diagnosed bipolar like Beth was. There's an answer for that. There's an answer through Jesus. He can bring you back to health. And He can give you peace. And He can give you purpose. And all we have to do is believe on Him. We just ask forgiveness of our sins and just do the best we can. Allow Him into our life. Believe on Him. And He will change us. And He'll make us a new creature. And I believe there's a whole lot of people that go to the gathering place that have a testimony very similar to Beth's. We've all been down. We've all been trampled on. We've all been through a whole bunch of stuff. But every testimony is the same. Once we give it to the Lord, Russ, He takes care of it. Each and every one of us. And He doesn't have any particular favorites either. He loves us all. Each as individuals. And you're listening, and maybe you think you don't have anybody that cares about you. I want to tell you, God cares about you. He formed you. He knows you. He knows you by name. He knows everything about you. And then He hung on a cross that you could have this salvation. You could be delivered from the pressure and the burdens that sin brings on us. And all you have to do is receive Him into your life. So why don't you do that today? Allow Him to be the Lord of your life and watch things change.